Yes, everyone, what's going on? I don't know what the hell just happened there, but we are now live. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. That was sick.
It was nice.
Hello, everybody.
How you doing?
Oh, man, I enjoyed that. And do you know what? Can I just address? I did a video yesterday saying United will lose. And people are in the comments thinking I give a flying fuck that I was wrong about that. I could not find a fuck to give.
I'd be happy to be wrong for something.
Yeah,
like
I'd
that.
rather be wrong. I'd rather predict a loss every week and be wrong every... I don't care about being right. I care about watching United do well. My honest opinion was that looking at the momentum they was going into, the squad that we was going to put out, we was going to fucking lose.
There's no way I thought we was going to win today.
No.
I think a big boost when we got into the ground was seeing that Scott McTominay were playing. It brought that strength. Someone who's a bit beastier.
Get closer.
Sorry.
Like the video if you fucking absolutely buzzing with that. If you were shitting it for the last 10 minutes or so, because I was absolutely bricking it. Scarf over my face, hood down like, fuck me, come on. And then when the final whistle was, I don't know what to do now. It's been that long.
It was a strange feeling.
It was.
It was a very strange
absolutely
feeling.
buzzing,
Nice
man.
feeling,
Absolutely. Absolutely buzzing. Buzzing with that. Totally buzzing. Numerous good performances. I think it's worth mentioning Solskjaer's performance again in a big game. Mm-hmm. I think it's time people started giving some credit to the guy in terms of what he's going and achieving. Can someone monitor the sound for us in the back, please, live? Cheers. What he's doing in the big games, I don't think you can call him out for it. I don't think you can call him out for what happened at Sheffield United the other day, you know. I think it logically made sense, even though it didn't pay off.
If you look at the injuries we've got, the midfield that we've had to play, it doesn't matter what manager you've got. You send that team out. As a manager, you're not responsible for that. At the end of the day, you got to play the cards you dealt, haven't you? And unfortunately, some of them cards are Fred and people like that, you know.
Yeah, should we have a look at some of the stats from today? Let's have a quick gander there. So 12 shots, 7 on target. Not bad. Spurs ended up with a bit more possession. Can we go back to that one? What happened there? Is it on a loop? Yeah. Oh, okay. We're not there. He's back. He's back. Spurs ended up with more possession. I think that was probably later in the game that happened. As we started getting a bit more desperate.
That surprises me, because I didn't think they did.
What, that they had more possession?
Yeah.
No, I think we had more possession throughout the main parts of the game, but like the last half an hour or so, we really crumbled a bit, didn't we?
Yeah, definitely.
Up into 6th. Level on points for Crystal Palace.
Take them 9 VAR points off Liverpool.
Yeah, they're still top, aren't they? Listen, like I said to you before, just wake up every morning, brush your teeth and go, Liverpool winning the title. By May, you won't give a shit.
No.
That's the game.
No.
Let's have a look at a couple of the players that we've seen today. Now, before we get into these, when I walked in, I went, have we got Jesse Lingard? And he went, no. And I was like, fucking cheers, lads. Because I wanted to see Jesse Lingard. Today, Lingard showed why he's the first name on the team sheet in the big games. He grafted off the ball, and he created 4 chances more than any other player on the pitch, and he had a 90% passing accuracy.
Yeah, he was that link. He was that link between Rashford, between players like Daniel James. I think one of the main things that I was talking to you about, when you run at a defender early on in the game, it creates havoc for the rest of the game, and Daniel James does that for us. I can't express how much I get excited when I see a player run at a defender.
First half, him and Rashford terrorised that defence.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite enough. And certainly once they scored, they scored quite close to half-time anyway, but we stopped doing it around that time anyway. Yeah. Let's have a look at the influence in that. Let's have a look at some of the rest of the players and how they all did. Who was your man of the match?
My man of the match? First half, I would have gone with James, but overall, over the full game, I'd have gone with Rashford. Just because of the 2 goals, and because he looked like he had fun today. He genuinely looked like he had
big
fun.
Big involvement up for a forward.
Yeah, and what a game to have fun with.
And we've seen him megging people. We've seen him. Yeah. If that shot that hit the bar had gone in, Jesus.
I think if he'd have got another goal, he'd have terrorised that defence. He'd have absolutely terrorised them. it was nice to see.
Let's have a look at Rashford's stats then. So 70% pass completion. You do expect it a bit lower for a forward.
6 attempts.
5 out of 11 take-ons. 1 interceptions, 2 goals, 6 attempts. That's the sort of number of attempts that you kind of wanting to see a forward getting.
Yeah.
That's what you generally see Kane sort of get. That's what you generally sort of see Sterling kind of get. The issue is Rashford, certainly under Mourinho, was having on average about 1.6 shots per game.
Really?
You're not going to, unless you're an absolute dead-eye. Yeah. Jamie Vardy's breaking every fucking rule at the moment because he's having about 40-45% accuracy, which is conversion from a shot to a goal, let alone people don't have 40% of shots on target, let alone score fucking 40% from your shots. Outrageous. So Marcus done all right there, and if you look, obviously one was from the spot, but he's having shots from inside the box there. The free kick, that is the red one, that free kick that he had, that was not far away either.
No, it was close.
And all the rest of them on target. Everything else on target. The free kick, the only one that he pulled wide. And I guess it's counting that block as one that wasn't on target.
I was always told when I used to play up front, 5 shots on goal, 1 of them's going in.
Yes,
and if you play off that rule, then yeah, he's done his job that day.
50-50. Well, it's actually 2/3, 75.
I think you should always score a penalty. I say that, but I've missed a few myself.
Rashford has 15 goals. Are you counting missed penalties as well? No, we're counting all Marcus's goals. He's got 9 in the league, but he's got some in the cups as well, hasn't he? I'm just going to check that that's correct though, because
I'd be interested to see how many interceptions Fred had.
I think we've got Fred.
Because
look at Fred.
I don't think his passing rate was brilliant, but what he did in the game, interception wise, especially towards the end, he cut out them little gaps, didn't he? Them little threaded balls, and I think that made a big difference in the game.
I don't know where the fuck they've got that from. He's on 12 goals according to this. He's got 2 in League Cup.
Yeah.
He's got 1 in Europa. And he's got 9 in there, so yeah, that's wrong as fuck, lads. Nice one. Where have you got 15 goals from? Soccer base. Have they counted his fucking goals on pre-season or something? I thought I was a bit high.
No, yeah.
Right, here we go then. Fred, 84% pass completion. There was quite a few times he passed it straight to Aurier as well.
I thought it was more interceptions than free.
Yeah, unless it's calling the recoveries.
Right, there it is.
Because there was 11 recoveries is quite a lot.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
2 out of 11, sort of 8 tackles, not bad. 1 attempt on goal. He probably could have had another attempt on goal as well, to be honest with you.
I think the atmosphere...
Right. Go to the top. It's got England games in there, you ball bag. Yeah, Bulgaria, 1.
I was impressed with the atmosphere today as well. The atmosphere was different. I don't know what it was, why it was, or, what the difference was in it, but for some reason it felt electric in there today.
It did. Well, I think sometimes the fans know that they've got to turn up as well.
Yeah.
And they did that, brilliantly. Subscribe if you're new around here, and like the button as well if you're fucking happy. My birthday tomorrow as well, so.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I got about 4 or 5 texts today saying happy birthday. It's tomorrow, but thanks. Yeah. Who's the other ones we've got? So we've got Fred. I think we had Maguire as well, didn't we? Impressed with Maguire or not? McTominay, let's have a look at that. So passing's a bit low there on McTominay. He wanted a touch higher. 6 attempts on goal. He had 6 attempts. I don't remember that. 2 out of 3 tackles, 10 ball recoveries, 1 aerial duel. I thought he made a massive difference to us today.
I do. And it's like I said to you when he was at the byline, I don't know who he was giving a bit of shit out to, but the crowd got behind him instantly. And it was just that when someone shows passion, someone shows a bit of heart and a bit of grit, straight away the fans got up for it. Straight away it changed the atmosphere. It changed. The whole stadium changed. And players like that can influence a game without actually meaning to.
Let's have a look at this pass map when it comes back round again.
What is it?
The pass map there of McTominay when we get it.
I mean, look at that.
Everywhere. So some of the ones that didn't make it, it was attempts into the box, which you expect a little bit. That one out wide. Yeah, that was one. I think Marcus just struggled to keep that one in, didn't he?
39 successful
kept passes. It around, kept it going all right there. He was kind of everywhere. Very impressed with him tonight. I thought it was a really mature performance against a midfield with way more about them in terms of experience and expectation. Dele Alli gets piped off left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
Son's a fucking nightmare, and he is a nightmare.
He is a nightmare.
In a good way. He's a fucking great player.
He's a nuisance.
Pac Mouse, who's our resident Blues, not a knob, says, may the best team win. Fuck that noise. I want us to win.
100%.
Here we go. Maguire stats. 78% pass completion. Do we have his pass map, actually? Because I bet a lot of his missed ones was ones that he was trying to thread forward. We don't have them. Okay. 2 out of 2 tackles, 9 ball recoveries, 3 out of 3 aerial duels. They put 23 crosses into the box today, Spurs.
Really?
And as you can see, they were getting dealt with on a lot of those. 4 out of 4 clearances.
Well, the ball can't miss his head, can it?
27 passes forward. Pretty good. Statistically, at least, but I didn't really. I mean, and you got to remember, he's dealing with a nightmare forward three there. Well, they weren't solid though.
Yeah. You can't switch off against people like Kane.
Jesus, can you?
No, exactly. And the one chance that they did have clear in the first half, they scored, and it was the only clear chance that they had. I mean, what happened with it? I don't know what happened with the VAR. What was it for? Offside?
Go back to the main shot. Let's get rid of that if the fucking stats wrong on it.
Was it for an handball or was it for offside? That
what when they was checking, they was checking for a handball. My dad texted me saying they was looking for a handball.
Right.
I thought was the one. He was like, no.
So it was a good goal, wasn't it?
Of an hour, didn't they? You're both so biased.
To what?
To who?
To who?
I don't know who you're talking about. I mean, we're just reading the stats. If you're saying that we didn't rate Fred, I thought Fred had a good game today.
I rated Fred for his interceptions and the way that he read the game. He read the game really well today. His passing wasn't up to scratch. There was a couple of times that we've both seen it where there was a couple of through balls straight through the middle.
That's not his game. We're bottom of the league in through balls. Yeah. That tells you something.
Yeah, but them opportunities were there, and when you're there and you're watching it live and you see like runs from Mason Greenwood, and you're begging for the ball to go through to him, but he just wasn't capable of playing that ball through. Passing the ball close to him and stuff like that, he don't do too bad, but he does give the ball away a lot, and that's what worries me a little bit.
It's easy to see the upgrade on him that Pogba is.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I think we're looking at here. Someone in the comments is like, you said we were going to lose 3-0.
To be honest, I thought we was going to lose.
Like, this is the thing, man.
You thought we was going to win?
We all woke up this morning and was like, fucking dreading today. But you know what, we still went.
Exactly.
Still fucking went. We still went and fucking and sang it out and fucking and wanted to see a win.
Yeah.
And supported the lads. I'm honest, man. So if I say, look, I didn't feel like we was going to win that fucking game, but we did, and I fucking loved every second of it.
The first couple of
bits where I was shitting it.
The first couple of breaks that we had. And I bring it up again with Daniel James literally sprinting at defenders. I think that set the precedent for the game. That made it easier for United then to press, to close the ball down and stuff like that. Because when you push on a defender like that, or when you run at a defender like that, for the rest of the game they've got to think about that. Not only has that one particular defender got to think about it, the other defenders have got to think about it. Rashford, when he's coming in on the other side, straight away you're creating a threat. And when you create that threat, it puts them on edge. So every time we get the ball and we actually move forward, we're creating a problem. And in that sense, I think we won the game early on because of that.
I thought we'd give ourselves a great chance, but I was shitting it as soon as they got back
We always knew they were going to score. We knew they were going to score. But it was a good game to be at. It was nice.
I got something to give away.
Go on.
Let's get this video over 1,000 likes. It's 3,000 watching. I could say 2,000 likes. You see the signature? Brand new. Marcus Rashford boot. Fucking sick, these.
That's decent, man.
Signed by Marcus Rashford. How about we get this over 1,000 likes, and I'll tell you where you can go and win it.
There you go.
This shirt's already been sorted out, but it's a player issue.
Cheers for that, Marcus.
So that's already going to someone. And if you can see, Size 6. It's a player issue. You don't get small, medium, large. And it feels weird as well, I feel like the issue.
No, that's different, isn't it?
So that's already on its way to someone from the 24-hour podcast of the week. Let's get it over 1,000 likes and I'll tell you where you can go and get that boot. How's that sound? But these are absolutely belting, aren't they?
They're smashing them. Brand new as well.
Yep. Well, yeah, it's not one. It's still got the little
That's what I mean.
thing in it. I think you just got a shipment from Nike, signed one and give it us. Right, we're at 6:34. As soon as it gets to 1,000, I'll tell you where you can go and find out how to win it. So we did a little thing. The old Mancunian phrase, ER.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah. I think I know what it means. I can't. It's hard to describe it. I think it means excuse me, but in pure Mancunian.
Or.
It's got to be an excuse me.
Yeah, or yo.
Yeah.
Or.
But ER, how do you spell ER?
I just, normally, I put a load of E's and then an R at the end.
Isn't that
Not if you do it a capital R.
Someone keeps mithering about substitutes. Luke Shaw was a strange one.
To be fair, the substitutes we had on the bench, like you said before,
There was no goals on the bench.
It was like, who do we bring on to change the game here? And there was no game-changing substitutes.
The best moment in the substitutions was when Luke Shaw was coming on. Ashley Young was doing this to him, as if to be like, "Where the fuck are you going to play?"
Yeah,
and I think
yeah.
it's kind of obviously, he's probably going to play left wing. But like Shaw was almost like, "I don't fucking know."
It's appearance money. His sponsorship just got some money.
Finger money as well. So
no, but it's good to see him back. It's good to see him back in the squad and that. But does he take over, James? Does he take? Well,
no. I honestly think he's probably just been given the opportunity to prove his fitness, and then he'll probably get moved on.
I think even when he looks fit, he looks fat. Does that make sense? He's that body type, isn't he? That body shape.
It's a nightmare of a body type.
Yeah.
Are we having it? What? Are we getting to 1,000 likes?
It's pushing.
Who was the other subs? It was Pereira coming on. Actually didn't do bad. Couple of hairy moments.
Matt was on the bench, wasn't he? Oh, you mean coming on?
Yeah, who came on? It was just them two. It was just two.
Yeah, there was only
just two. Yeah. I thought Greenwood did okay. Physically, he needs to improve a little bit, but with the ball at his feet, he was trying things. He was moving things around.
What we forget, like last season, he was in the under-18s. He was playing against under-18 players, if you know what I mean. He wasn't getting pushed around the way. 18s this season. Well, yeah, so he wasn't getting pushed around the way that he is at the minute. And I think once he improves his upper body strength,
Matthew says, funny one who's wearing a T-shirt, the other's wearing a fucking Parker jacket. I told him.
Right, do you know what it is? I don't like the T-shirt I've got.
He's wearing, so he's going to fucking sit
so I'll keep the hoodie on. Well, the coat.
I'm just going to, soak this in a little bit, But we should put a fucking league table back on. We should at least have four more points. In the last 10 days, really.
Do we do City on Saturday?
I think we get a draw.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. And I'm not necessarily happy with a draw. League table is there. 4 points would have us fifth.
It's better than relegation.
In fact, we got a better goal difference than Wolves. Do you know what I mean?
I'd bet on it.
I think we can probably just about sneak into that. Yeah, we do have. I think we could probably just about sneak into that top four. But I do think it needs 3 points off City.
The thing is,
I think Wolves and
where it becomes difficult.
How the fuck are Crystal Palace?
It's a game that City have to win. They have to win it. So,
let's head over to the Discord group and see how excited everybody got for the questions. Luke says, "What if he's mint?" Hun says, "What if he's mint?" Nimpo says, "Fred, man of the match." Who was your man of the match? Did you say? You said Rashford.
For me, for the full game, Rashford. Yeah.
Dimitri and Nami say, "What if he's mint?" Erlen says, "What if he's mint?"
I think Fred had a good game in the sense of.
Matt says, "What if he's actually fucking mint?" Inferno says, "Is Jose a fraud?" No,
I think
Jose's a good manager.
Has a normal game plan. He's good for the first 3 years, I think, with any club.
How good was Fred? Was it just me? But Mason looked like a passenger. I know he's young, but it'll be a good learning curve. This is a fucking hell of a game to play as an 18-year-old. As the guy leading the line. It's not quite Welbeck in the Bernabeu, but it's not bad. Does having McSauce beside him allow Fred to be a better player, almost a lesser version of Pogba? Yeah, I think that's his job is to be Pogba when Pogba ain't playing.
Yeah.
And he obviously ain't as good as Pogba, hence why he's the backup to Pogba. But I think, McTominay, I think it was so obvious how much we'd missed McTominay today. So blatantly obvious. Like the fucking video as well, by the way, if you want to know where I'm giving away that. I'm going to give it away tonight. Well, I'll tell you when I'm giving it away. It might not be tonight.
I think the difference is as well.
It'll be as soon as I can, and I'll explain why when I tell you where I'm giving it away.
I think the difference with McTominay coming back into the side as well is it's that passion, it's that hunger, that want, that drive, and that want to win. I don't doubt that there's the other midfielders on that pitch today want to win, but do they show it? Can you see that pain if they're not winning that ball? Can you see the frustration if they're not winning that ball?
You see that in some of the academy lads that are playing, don't you?
Exactly, and because they're playing for something.
Honey Mustard Goat says, in all honesty, how good were those opening 20 minutes, and how do you think we can improve to match that the whole game? You're probably not going to have that for the whole game. No one has that for the whole game, especially when it's another good team. It ebbs and flows a little bit.
Yeah, but the first 20 minutes...
You're right. I think what we have to do is figure out a way to be able to score 2 and 3 and effectively kill off a game before the other team starts ebbing into it, and you're like, well, give us a fuck, man, we're 3-0 up. That was our issue, because
I think that could have very easily happened in that first half as well. I mean, when Rashford hit the bar, or was it tipped onto the bar? But
Star Bowie says, did we close out the game really well, or are Spurs just shitter than the promoted sides? No, we fucking grafted for that, mate.
We did. We did.
How did you think Jose feels about being beaten by a PE teacher? This that he got at the end of the game
must have hurt. It must have hurt.
Oh, that's got to hurt.
I was saying in the car on the way back here, Steve, how nice Jose's been about us in the press and stuff like that. But Steve says it's just a matter of time. It's a matter of time before he hits back at us. And
yeah, he's going to see his ass with something. Someone will
with the memes that are probably going to come out.
Pogba's probably going to tweet something.
Yeah, probably.
Like something, and then he'll hit back in his next press conference.
Exactly.
How can we beat smaller teams?
Not drop to their level.
Between the lines.
Not drop to their level either. I think when we play the lower sides and stuff like that, we tend to get sucked into it too much. When we should just go out like today, the first 20 minutes. If it was more clinical, I think we'd beat a lot of teams in that first half if we played that way and literally just go.
Loads to get through here. Let's try and blast through some of these. How good was Marcus tonight? Marcus had a factor which I haven't seen in anybody else in the team. James had a little bit of it, but when he gets the ball, you kind of anticipate something might happen.
Yeah,
that's a great.
Even his mistakes sometimes pay off, if that makes sense.
Aside from the skill by Aliskin and Young and Fred, how happy was I with the defence? It was a bit scrambly at times. I don't think it was like super assured, but I was happier. Absolutely buzzing, great performance. Same team again for City. I have 1 or 2 changes.
Who would you change?
I think you all know who I'm fucking changing. and for who?
I'd keep Ashley Young, give me.
Knob. Where have all the Trashford critics gone?
I've never been a Rashford critic, to be fair.
Is Moyes back at Everton? They are talking Moyes. David fucking Marco Silva's on borrowed time.
Yeah, of course he is.
Why does the team seem so motivated for the big games but can't do it in smaller games? It's just a different style of playing, a different expectation of playing. I think it shows that Ollie's got some sort of tactical nous, at least for the big games. Are we just going to criticise him when he can't do it, but not when he can?
Every game's got to be a final now.
Yeah.
Yes, it's got to be.
For those saying Solskjaer out of his depth, how come he's schooling managers who have teams with much more quality? Cough, cough, Poch. Cough, cough, Lampard. Cough, cough, Rodgers.
Would Ollie have been in this situation if he hadn't had the injuries that he'd have had? I don't think he would have been.
Dimitri says, thought Young was mint tonight. I think it's time for a little more fucking bannings in the Discord. Williams back in for City. Do I think that players put in a shift because they wanted to embarrass Jose, or could it actually be a turnaround? Well, we've done well against the better teams consistently. Liverpool probably should have won that. Was very unlucky not to win that. Arsenal was a shit performance, but again, they're shit, so that probably makes sense. Leicester, Chelsea, Tottenham. Who else is in and around the top of the league there?
Leicester.
That's really it, isn't it? That's pretty much it. Why wasn't Williams playing today? I don't fucking know. Were Lingard and Greenwood poor, or was Rashford just so good he made them look bad? I don't think he made them. I don't think they were bad, to be honest. I disagree. I thought all of them
I thought the movement off the ball was brilliant from both, from Lingard and from Mason. So,
Matt, do we think we should be giving Slabhead a rest? I don't think he will. I think he's you almost have to get that consistency playing with your defenders, don't you? So
he needs to become a general, doesn't he? He needs to.
Does no one want this boot? You're 45 fucking likes away from it with 3,200 people watching. How serious is the Marshall injury? What injury?
Was there an injury?
What do I think of the lazy pass from McTominay that led to the pressure and ultimately their goal? Oh, I'll have to go watch it back. That's the benefit that you don't get in it without the replays and stuff. I will be watching this back. They usually play at about midnight on MUTV, so I'll have a look. What do I think we can do to stop all these injuries? Because it's really concerning. Rashford, first United player for a hat-trick by 2021. We've got all of 2020, so... I'm not sure about the injuries.
No.
Whilst the result is brilliant, is it a worrying trend that players are mentally not able to get up against the smaller teams? Can't be all down to Wally to motivate the players. I'm not sure it's motivation. You see the way we came back against like Sheffield United. I don't know what it is against the smaller teams. Louis van Gaal had a very similar problem. I just think it's something that we need to fucking sort out.
Other teams are smashing the smaller teams.
Didn't Liverpool go through this sort of cycle as well under Klopp, where they were excellent in the big games and then bottled it against Crystal Palace and Bournemouth? Famously, was the teams that fucked them up, wasn't it? Maybe it's a trend that all teams on the way to being good have to go through, and if they don't get through
a process,
maybe if they don't get through it, they never get to be that top team. Why is there an agenda starting to rise against Wan-Bissaka, at least on Twitter? Oh, because you know why. Because there's certain fucking people that have to create negativity because they can't be fucking happy and positive because they're fucking dicks. That's why. Do I think Lingard was so effective because he had someone like McTominay who can pass the ball on the ground? I think he's effective in big games because there's a back and forth nature and there's people that he can hunt down, and he's very good at that.
And he's experienced.
Ryan talking about, obviously, Fred being good without Andreas next to him. Laid up. Do we work better without Marshall? Not necessarily. I think Marshall's been excellent, for Marcus especially since he come back, but in a game like this, I don't know what, I actually think Marshall would have had an even better game.
I think he'd have thrived today.
Do you think we have a better chance of getting something against the likes of Spurs, Chelsea and City, most of them Villa, based on how we like to play it on the break? Again, I don't really know the answers to that. Sean says, sat in the middle of the North Stand. It said, Dan James runs like Steve Coppell. What do I reckon? It's before my time, mate. I have no idea what Steve Coppell ran like.
So we'll just say,
That's all I can think about all day.
Yeah.
Does this and the other results against the big team show that Ollie has what it takes but needs better quality to beat the lesser teams? Yep. Jesse's performance a good indicator of Ollie's man management? Possibly. And sat in a dodgy boozer and I'm fucking buzzing. Won 300 quid on betting a Rashford brace. Go on, lad.
Well done.
Better get out of here before it goes pear-shaped. Absolutely big game, Rashford. Yeah, why does nobody? Yeah. Like, people used to love to hit Lukaku around the head. We have got 1,000 likes, so I'll tell you in a second where you can find out about the boot. Who comes out of the team to accommodate Marshall versus City? Greenwood.
Yeah.
Is Rue Farry the actual defensive mastermind we thought Josie was? I think we speculated on that, didn't we? But we don't actually know. I've still not actually found anyone out. I've still got people to talk to about certain stuff. One thing I'm desperately trying to find out is, does Ollie rip strips off people behind the scenes? Because I don't think he's as nice as he is in press conferences. I reckon he's had someone by the fucking throat at least.
Yeah.
Will Pogba be fit for City? After that win tonight, be very interesting if he was, wouldn't it? Very interesting if he was. Right, so we have had 1,000 likes. Thank you very much for that. So, if you want to know where you can win this boot, all you got to do is go and follow me on Instagram. And I'll pick someone. That's Mr. Stephen Howson on Instagram. I think the link is in the description. You've got until... I'll tell you what's happened. Someone tried to hack my Instagram. And I've had to send all sorts of fucking photos of myself holding stuff up for Instagram to unlock my shit, which I've done. And now I'm in the middle of like fucking the next stage of authentication with Facebook, because it's obviously owned by Facebook.
I have no Twitter at the minute.
Have you been naughty? You in Twitter jail?
No, just can't remember my old email or password.
So I will give this away. The second they let me out, I'll put it on my stories. Who's won? So if you want to know, just follow me, and I'll just select someone who's just fucking followed me, and that's how you're going to get that. So
Easy peasy.
Mr. Stephen Howson on Instagram, go follow me. I'll pick one of the new followers. I don't even know if you can pick new or right. So just anyone who randomly follows me on Instagram, someone's going to get the boot. Tomorrow, probably. Hopefully I'll be back on tomorrow. 'Cause I actually fucking talk to loads of people on Instagram, so I need my fucking Instagram to talk to people. What if you don't have Instagram? Well, you shit out of luck, son. I can't accommodate everyone, have I?
Start an Instagram.
Start an Instagram. It's free. Do it. Rushford has had a brilliant season today.
I like that.
Sorry, fucking dying. Right, Illy, cheers for joining us. Thank you to you lot. Make sure to subscribe. That's a good point. Is this blue boot going to be a golden boot? Oh, do you see that for a segue? Fucking check me out. I think it'll be United's golden boot. Mm-hmm. We wanted a 20-goal season out of him. I think he's on 9 Premier League goals at the moment. When he gets to 20, I think that'll be a good fucking step up for him. So, here we go. Howson, a couple of months ago, you said Williams guaranteed to get a yellow card. I put money down every time, and I've won about 600 Aussie dollars.
Send us some.
If you want to put some of those into supporting the channel, the link for Patreon is in the description. We're playing our Patreons on Friday. If you would like to get involved in that, there's still time. It's a little five-a-side that we have. It's going to be fucking freezing at Power League, no doubt. But if you'd like to come and play us, there's all sorts of like meetups and podcasts that only the Patreons are going to be seeing. And the questions that we read out was only from the guys on Patreon as well. So if you're interested in supporting this channel, and you want some extra stuff, especially as it gets to transfer window season, then head over to the Patreon link in the description and come and see what the fuss is about. Just go and read it and see, do you know what? Yeah, I fancy that. Oh, no, fuck you. Don't fancy that. But like I said, this channel is supported by the folks on Patreon, so if you're into that, check it out. We're back tomorrow with 5 things we learned. Wonder what they're going to be.
Always better than Jose.
Oh, fucking on that note, I'm going to leave it out. Thanks for watching. Go give Steve a follow. Where we can get you? You're on Instagram.
Big Steel, I think it is.
Big Steel on Instagram. Yeah. And go follow me on there as well. And that's us, isn't it? See you in a bit. Laters.